What exactly are military bases in foreign countries used for?
Oil! Control!
The answer is being given by the audience. Well, look, I think it's to have hundreds of bases in Germany. You know, World War II is over, last I checked. Extraordinary number of bases in Japan. It is this old-type thinking that says that unless we maintain a position in these countries, we cannot be safe. And it's the detritus of old thinking that is planning for yesterday's wars. What if we started to change this, instead of planning for yesterday's wars, start planning for tomorrow's peace? We should really be bringing all of these personnel home, and all the bases should be closed. There's no plausible reason why America has that outpost in dozens of different countries. There's just no reason. I would like our government to come home. I'd like them to come home and start building schools here, and start having health care facilities for people, and start making sure we have community centers, and create a Department of Peace. There are so many things we could do, but this is part of the wars of the future, and America has to. We cannot survive as an empire. If you look at the history of Rome, Rome became so enamored of its arms and lost its civic capacity. And we are losing our civic capacity here. So this is really part of the changes that America will have to see in order to really survive, in order to help our democracy survive. And our democracy is in a lot of trouble because of things like that.
Without mainstream media support, how can a candidate that challenges the military-industrial complex win?
Well, there's mainstream media, and then there's the internet. I mean, you see what happened in Egypt. Who said the revolution will not be televised, and that was true in Egypt. However, that didn't mean the revolution wouldn't happen. And what we see now is that social media, social networks, enable people to communicate that jumps over the extraordinary control that so-called mainstream media has. Listen, I've had a little bit of run-in with that condition. I was polling higher than some candidates in presidential race, and yet NBC, Reed, GE, Raytheon, they stopped me from getting into debate in Nevada. And then when a circuit court judge overruled them and said there would not be a debate unless yours truly was in, then what happened is GE or NBC et al. Went to the Nevada Supreme Court, who met by video from around the state, who decided about 38 minutes before the debate started that I wouldn't be in it. Now, that's okay. I mean, I can handle anything. I will tell you this story, though, that on the way out of, Elizabeth and I left Las Vegas immediately after I was told I wasn't going to be in the debate. We grabbed the next plane to Cleveland, which is just about an hour later, and on my way out of Las Vegas, in the airport there, just before I boarded, there was this little slot machine. I had a dollar coin. I threw the dollar in the machine, pulled the lever, won 60 bucks, and left Las Vegas a winner. So I don't have complaints about everything, okay?
How significant do you think the worker struggle in Wisconsin is? What do you think will happen?
Let's hear it for the workers. when you mentioned that, I could feel a rising of the electricity in the audience. Really. And here's what I think it means. It means that the workers in Wisconsin end up being end up symbolizing the ferment that's happening all over this country, where workers are painfully aware that everything they have worked a lifetime to achieve is at risk. If you lose your job or your wages get knocked down, your home could be in jeopardy. If you lose your job, you lose your health care eventually. If you lose your job, your retirement security is being lost. It's not that far away. So when we see how workers' rights are under attack, the right to organize is a fundamental right in a democratic society. As is the right to collective bargaining. As is the right to strike. As is the right to decent wages and benefits. As is the right to secure workers. So their struggle is the struggle of all Americans for economic justice. Their struggle is the struggle for people everywhere for economic justice. And so today I had the honor of participating with people from the Labor Council and AFSCME and SEIU and the Teamsters and every other labor organization who came up to the state capitol in a rally at the state capitol in solidarity with the people in Wisconsin. And we should all be in solidarity. We need a coalition, peace activists, of labor, of students, to go out into the streets and demand that we receive real change in our society. And that's what I think, that's what's going to happen as a result of Wisconsin. It's this awareness that we have the ability if we get together.
Yes.
Come on, people. That's the awareness. But that's exactly right. You don't complain, you organize. And it is our ability to organize and to feel this common pulsation of the necessity of change that can change anything. I mean, we really have that. So Wisconsin is tremendously important. But of course, we see the events in Egypt had an effect worldwide. And it's affecting the entire, not just the Middle East region, it's affecting the world. And it affected many of us. When we saw people go against a regime that was impenetrable for 30 years, and suddenly they're out. This tells you about the transformative power of people when they are united on a high cause or principle, how they can change the world. And so I honor that. And all of us have the potential to do that and participate.